Breaking news. This morning I woke up to the sound of the news, and in one of the headlines it said, "Who betrayed Anne Frank?" People have been asking 75 years long this question, and I know the answer. 6 years ago, a team was put together which were made of criminologists, historians, and psychologists, and were led by a former FBI secret agent, Dan Pankoek, which in Dutch would sound like pannenkoek, which is pancake. And they were investigating who gave their hiding place away to the Nazis, who gave Anne Frank's hiding place away to the Nazis, where she was hiding for 2 years with her family and 4 others, the Nazis then stormed the annex, which resulted them being taking the train to a concentration camp where they all died except for Otto Frank, and Otto Frank is Anne Frank's father. It actually might not be somebody you would think who would do it, because in war, people do things differently to save their own lives. And for years long, people would think it could be a neighbor who would hear them through the walls, because in the annex it would have to be very, very quiet, as you would already know from my first video. Or it could have been one of the workers who were working downstairs who heard them. But it wasn't. It was actually a Jewish businessman called Arnold von der Berg. He was working for the Jewish Council, and the Nazis would put rules against the Jews through the Jewish Council, and as a result, the Jews who would work for the Jewish Council, they and their families wouldn't get deported, but the Jewish Council got closed in 1943, and he made up excuses. He made up excuses not to go to the concentration camp, and once it came so far that to save him and his wife and his children from going to a concentration camp and die in a gas chamber, he gave random addresses of where the Jewish could hide. You would now think it would be really, really bad, but you need to understand, in the context of war, people would do anything not to be sent to concentration camps and die. But how the team narrowed it down to this suspect this is why. A few years later, after the war, Otto Frank, Anne Frank's father, the only one who survived in the concentration camp, was sent a letter from Anonymous, and in the letter it said that Arnold von der Berg gave them away. But he actually never publicized that letter, because he probably felt awkward to publicize that a Jewish gave away a fellow Jewish, but he did tell an earlier investigation team in the 60s. Finally, the question that people have been asking themselves for 75 years long, the tragic question, who gave Anne Frank away, has been answered, and a book just was published about this investigation called The Betrayal of Anne Frank. I hope you liked this video, and Jan the Man, signing off.